Hey guys, today I'm back with another PC build. And today's PC build is going to be a $1,000 PC build, and this build will be able to run all modern games basically on ultra, very high settings at 60 FPS or more. You'll be able to run Battlefield 4 at 60 FPS on ultra, or maybe even more than 60 FPS on ultra. And Witcher 3, you'll be able to run it on ultra at like 55 FPS, maybe 60. I don't know. It'll be around there, but it always varies depending on where you are in Witcher 3. You'll be able to run GTA 5 fine, ultra 60 FPS, and yeah, just basically any game you throw at it, it should be able to destroy it and get the most FPS out of it that's possible. So starting off with the CPU, we have the Intel Core i5-4590, 3.3 GHz, and it's a quad-core processor. This also does go up to 3.7 GHz. There's a boost mode on it. It's not overclockable, but there's a boost mode, which my processor does that, so I'm assuming it works. But because I just put it in high performance mode, and it's usually at 2.4 GHz, and then it goes up to 3.2 GHz. So this is a quad-core processor. It only has 4 threads, so it won't be that great for live streaming. It's obvious it's not the best for gaming, but it's gonna be good enough. It's gonna get you the frame rate you want for your games. But yeah, it should be able to should still be able to get your 60 FPS on any game you want. And yeah. So next up we have the CPU cooler. We have the Cooler Master Hyper TX3. And this is a $20 CPU cooler, but it's really good for its price. I believe it's clocked at 2,500 RPM, somewhere around that. And yeah, it gets the job done. Whenever you put it in boost mode, it should be fine. Shouldn't get too hot or anything. Should stay maybe below 70 Celsius while playing like Battlefield 4 and everything. But yeah, that's the CPU cooler. Next up we have the motherboard. I picked the Gigabyte GA Z97MX Gaming 5 Micro ATX motherboard. And as you notice, it has the Z, which signifies that that this motherboard can overclock CPU, but obviously this CPU doesn't overclock. So what I was trying to do with this build is also throw in some things for upgradability, and for the price is a really good motherboard, $110, and it comes with 4 USB 2.0 ports and 4 USB 3.0 ports. It also supports SLI and Crossfire for 2 video cards, and yeah, really good for the price. And yeah, that's the motherboard. And next up we have the memory or RAM, which I went ahead and went with the same thing I did last build, the Corsair Vengeance 8GB 2.6, clocked at 1600 MHz, and again, it's one of the cheapest 2 or 8 GB of RAM, or 2 sticks of 8 GB of RAM that you can get, but again, it won't let you down, really good RAM, and yeah. Next up we have the storage, and I went with an SSD and a hard drive. For the SSD, I did an ADATA Premiere Pro SP600 120 GB, and for 120 GB, you're getting this SSD for $54. So that is kind of insane. And it's not a brand name SSD, but honestly, it's still really fast. Like, you should be able to boot up your Windows in like maybe 6 to 10 seconds. And you can also put obviously your operating system and games like Battlefield 4, Skyrim, games that have long load times, maybe DayZ as well, and it'll split the load up time in half. And yeah, so overall it's a really good SSD for the price. I would definitely recommend it. And next up we have the hard drive. We have a Seagate Barracuda 1 TB. It's clocked at 7,200 RPM, and this is where you're going to store your mass storage, like your extra games, your pictures, your videos, anything you want to put on there. That's for your extra storage. If you want to, you can get 2 TB for maybe like $70 if you want to, but honestly, I don't really think most of you guys will need 2 TB unless you're doing like a lot of video editing and stuff, like to store your videos on, or if you have a lot of games in your Steam library, you might want to get 2 TB. But yeah, that's just that's the hard drive in the SSD. Next we have the video card, and I went with the Zotac GeForce 970 4GB video card, and this is clocked at 1.08 GHz. And for this video card, this is probably one of the best bang for buck video cards, because you're getting maximum performance out of a video card, and it's also got the 4 GB, which was essential again for like games like Battlefield 4, Witcher 3, GTA 5, Metro Last Light, and games like that. and I definitely recommend this card. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna go for the video card. Next we have the case, which is going to be the Corsair spec 01 red ATX mid tower case. It's a really nice case, honestly. I was going to go maybe for one with a window, but if you guys, this is one that I thought was really nice. It doesn't have a window on the side, but it's a really nice case overall. It's got plenty enough room for everything. You can also, maybe if you want to spend a little bit more money, which you really won't have to spend that much, honestly. You can add some case fans, and I think I actually added some extra PC part picker links in my last video with well, I didn't really re-pick parts, but I also did like an Intel thing in the description. I also added one with case fans. So yeah, you can add case fans if you want for a little bit of extra money, and yeah, if you don't want that case, then you can probably get one for like the same price with a window on the side or something. But next up we have the power supply, and I went with the Thermaltake Smart 650 watt 80 plus bronze certified ATX power supply, and this is plenty enough for the parts I picked, because it's not even above 350 volts or watts that you need. But I went with something again that will allow for upgradability. 650 watts will be plenty enough for this build, and maybe even if you want to do SLI with maybe another GTX 970. Or if you just want to get a GTX 980, like I believe they released a TI like 3 months ago, or just a GTX 980, then you can get that and you'll still be good with the power supply. It's also a reliable power supply, 80 plus bronze, and from a reliable company. Next up we have the optical drive. Nothing really special here. I went with this as cheapest optical drive because it's not really a big deal if it's cheap or not. Sorry about that. I went with a Samsung optical drive. And yep, not much there. This is what you're going to install your OS on, and the OS is the Windows 7 Home Premium again. If you don't want Windows 7, you can go for Windows 8, or you can maybe do Windows 7 Professional, which I wouldn't really want to pay $50 more for Windows Professional or Ultimate. So yeah, that's basically the build. Again, this is going to be able to run your Battlefield 4 60 FPS Ultra settings, Witcher 3 at above 50 FPS on Ultra settings, GTA 5 60 FPS Ultra settings. Yeah, I think I did a pretty good job with this build. Tell me what you guys think, and maybe leave a link if you want to, like if you edit this for yourself, leave a link and I'll check it out. Maybe so I can improve on some stuff. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. This is my $1,000 budget build, and yeah, tune in next time.